Okay, in the few minutes we have remaining, I'd like to propose a new project. I think you'll find it an exciting way to look at history, okay? Try this. Who are the people who inspired the historical figures that we study? Alan?
Who cares?
Who cares?
How can knowing that be of any value to anyone unless they're in the center box on Hollywood Squares?
Not that I enjoy agreeing with Alan, Mr. Moore, but he's right.
Okay, look, folks, we have discussed this time and again. History is not made up simply of places and facts. It's made up of people. I mean, who made Roosevelt Roosevelt? Who turned Jack Kennedy into John F. Kennedy?
Who turned Michael Jackson into Diana Ross?
I'm just trying to point out that even major historical figures have people, known and unknown, who inspired them. Look at your own life, okay? Everybody. I mean, everyone was inspired by someone.
Well, who inspired you, Mr. Moore?
Yeah.
Actually, it was my uncle, Charlie. I was named after him. I mean, he was a great guy. He was really wild. He was vibrant and funny, and he was full of tricks. He was the one that encouraged me to leave Weiser, Idaho, and get out into the world. He ran this traveling carnival that he won in a crap game. And one summer, he took me with him. And for the first time, I began to see what America was about. He's been dead about 20 years. But I still picture him.
Mr. Moore, remember us down here on the planet Earth?
Well, here's that assignment. 30 famous people. I want to know who inspired them, and I'd like to know by Monday.
Monday? You're kidding.
I am?
Mr. Moore, please, we have finals coming up. We don't have time to waste playing Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, Mr. Moore, come on. It's really not fair. We have finals. We have other people, too.
Well, I'm assigning it, so you get to do it. I'd suggest you pick up a list.
Come on. You just don't care.
Tell you, Uncle Charlie, it is like this so often lately. I keep trying to open them up, you know, but I'm just not getting through to them like I used to. Night, everyone.
Good night, Charlie. Oh, Charlie, Dr. Samuels wanted to see you.
Oh, darn. He missed me.
There you are, Mr. Moore. Your semester evaluations of the IHP were due today.
Didn't you see them? I put them in your mailbox.
You put half of them in my mailbox. Where's the other 5?
Tomorrow. You can't tell me you read the first 5 already.
That's beside the point. We're talking here about respect for my orders, capiche? What does it say on that door?
Principal.
What happened to my P? Someone stole my P.
Calm down, Dr. Samuels. We will get you another P.
Mr. Moore, I know you're thinking you're doing us all a big favor by teaching around here, but it would be nice if you did your work on time. Crying out loud.
You know, I just about had it with him and this job and everything.
Charlie, everybody gets grumpy before finals.
No, I'm talking beyond grumpy. This is adios, amigos.
Hey, whoa! We're getting just an eensy-beensy bit sensitive here, aren't we?
Uncle Charlie, please tell me, what am I doing here? I didn't come to New York to be a permanent substitute teacher.
Well, I know. You came here so you could take your clothes off on stage and dance naked in front of people.
That was just one show. Hair. I mean, it was the 60s. I wish you could have seen some of my later work.
I saw it. We see everything up there. Not that we want to see everything up there. God, I miss junk food. Oh, God, I miss junk food.
The family always called you the black sheep. How did you get in up there?
Fake ID. Honey, If I had a body. Look, kid, you belong here. You're a natural-born teacher. You were always a teacher, even when you were little. Okay, Keto, my deal. Here we go. Down and dirty. Hey, wait a minute. What's going on here? Yep, that's a light deck. You holding out on me?
No.
Look at that. Got an ace right behind your ear. I'll say that's a wow. Now, as I was saying before, you will find that the girls in Chicago and New York are quite a bit different from the farm girls around here. They will actually allow you to kiss them without putting an engagement ring on their fingers.
Uncle Charlie!
What?
You're dealing from the bottom of the deck.
I sincerely hope so. This takes a lot of practice.
You cheat your own nephew?
Charles, I'm trying to show you how to do this. You want to get ahead in life? You got to have a little bit of an edge.
Not by cheating.
Wise up, Chucky. It's a cruel world out there. Everybody cheats a little bit. Play those.
Winning isn't everything. It's how you play the game. If a guy's got to cheat, he's lower than a lizard's liver.
If I want to be preached at on a Sunday morning, I will go to church. All right, off the top, here we go. Oh, you're a picky player. I hate that in a player.
I wasn't that preachy, was I?
You? Are you kidding? The only thing that saved you from being a TV evangelist was you had ethics. That, and of course, there wasn't any TV. Kid, you're a teacher. Don't fight it.
Good morning.
Mr. Moore, if I could speak for the others, considering our workload to prepare for finals, could you please rescind the assignment you gave us?
Mr. Moore, you're not being fair.
Not fair? Need I remind you, I am the teacher, you are the students.
Mr. Moore, be reasonable.
Right, yeah, but we still won't have time to do this and study for our finals.
Mr. Moore, I understand this getting just ridiculous.
It, Uncle Charlie. I have had it.
Chucky, you are overreacting.
No. I've taught them everything I can teach them. I've used up my usefulness here. Uncle Charlie, it's time for me to get back where I really belong.
Where's that, bartending?
No, the theater.
Oh, the theater. You just cannot wait to take your clothes off in public, can you?
Uncle Charlie, I think you have a little misconception here. I mean, there is more to theater than just getting undressed.
Yeah, I know. You told me that time backstage. As a matter of fact, that's the last time we saw each other. Remember you were with that girl. What's her name? That girl you later married. Why?
You know, Uncle Charles,
Uncle Charles?
I could just feel your vibes out there in the audience. In fact, during Good Morning Starshine, I looked out and I could see your aura.
You peeped at my aura? We hardly know each other.
Did I tell you, Uncle Charlie, is she heavy or what?
She's not that heavy. I saw her in the nude scene.
So, did you get into the message of the play, or were you too uptight to go with the flow?
Too tight to go. Oh, well, I thought I was flowing along pretty good there.
Far out.
Out of sight.
You know, if we're gonna have peace, we need to come together. But the play says it all. Let the sun shine in. I mean, is there anything groovier than that?
Andrea majored in philosophy at Antioch.
Okay, let's leave it at that.
Okay, I was young.
And that's the life you want to get back to.
But the life of the theater, yes. Right now, it is. Look, an assignment is an assignment. If you don't want to do it, as I've always told you, the choice is yours. I can hand out Fs with the best of them.
Oh, come on.
All right, let's begin. I believe the next president in order of succession is William Howard Taft.
Yeah, just like that, Jack. Yeah, you got it.
Right. Well, congratulations, Dr. Samuels. Finally doing some work on principle.
My pee is my problem, okay? Now, here's your problem. These evaluations are unacceptable. You found something critical to say about every kid in the IHP.
Yeah. Well, they're brilliant, but they're not perfect. We could all use a little improvement.
Uh-huh. Well, this is not the sort of thing that you write down for the school board to see. Change these.
Dr. Samuels, I'm not going to change my evaluations.
Okay. If you don't change them, I will.
Dr. Samuels? You know what? I don't care. You do whatever you want. Change them, don't change them. Fine. I can't go on fighting. Next week is the end of the semester. After that, I promise you, we'll never argue again.
Finally changing your ways.
No, I'm changing my occupation. Starting next semester, you need a new history teacher.
Hey, what's going on out here? Bird migration? How's breakfast coming, kid?
Almost ready.
Ah, good. Thank you, my boy. Hey, mucho, mucho.
I will let an expert do it.
Oh, you call this ready? Where's your bacon? Where's your sausage?
Well, I don't have any of that stuff, Uncle Charlie.
You don't have any? Do you know how I was looking forward to bacon and sausage? We don't get any pork up there.
I'm sorry.
All right. So now you're insanely happy, huh? So what happens to your kids in the IHP then?
Oh, they'll be fine.
Oh, yeah?
They will. Look, they're very bright, Uncle Charlie. Besides, I don't think they're really interested in what I want to teach them anymore.
Is that a fact? So, tell me something. Who's going to take care of them after you've gone?
They'll get another teacher.
That easy, huh? I happen to know those kids chewed up every sub thrown at them before you arrived on the scene.
How did you know that?
What do you think I'm doing up there all day? Getting coffee for God? Look, let me clue you in on something. Those kids are not going to accept any sub after you're gone.
Okay, I'll bite. What do you think will happen? What's this?
The first day of class, after your departure.
Okay, so who's gonna teach? Dorf.
Okay. Hi. You know me, Mr. Dorfman. You'll have to forgive me. This history thing's kind of new to me. So, where are we? William Howard Taft. Well, I think I remember a little about him. He was a president of the United States. And if I remember, he was a fat guy.
Wait, Dorfman, I want to write that down. He was a fat guy.
I don't want any lip out of you, Mardian. And take off those sunglasses.
What's wrong with sunglasses?
What's going on here?
Read a comic book, Bubba. We've got finals to study for.
Look, I'm the teacher here. I say what goes.
This is ridiculous. It won't happen like this. I mean, these kids would never behave this way. And there'll be another teacher to replace me the same way that I replaced Mr. Thomas.
If you say so, Chucky.
Gee whiz, Uncle Charlie, I can't live my whole life for them. They're gonna graduate anyway. I wouldn't always be around.
Yeah, but see, that's a natural passing. They know that. They expect that. If you just quit on them now, they could... Look, you knew I was going to enter the old Pine Box Derby one day, but you didn't expect me to go when I did you? You wanted me around, at least for a little while, so we could talk at times like these, right?
Yeah, right.
But I checked out before you were ready. And it changed your whole life, remember? Now, what do you think it's going to mean to these kids if you just split on them?
Uncle Charlie, that is a completely different thing. I am one of many teachers.
Oh, is that so? How'd you like to drop in on their 10th reunion? Hail, hail, the gang's all here.
Maria? Maria!
Arvid? Hi, baby!
I didn't recognize you. You look so, available. What have you been doing?
Oh, you know, getting divorced, shopping, channeling, aerobics.
What happened to your career?
Oh, I just kind of forgot about it. I mean, nothing else seemed important anymore after Mr. Moore left.
I know what you mean. It didn't hit me till 3 years out of college. Then life just seemed to lose its zing. That's why I left the space program for my butcher shop.
You own a butcher shop, huh?
So I was just bumming around looking for the meaning of life. That's when I ran into Jawaharlal.
I was telling fortunes on the beach in the Caribbean.
He's good. Told me I had no future. So now I shill for him.
I guess we all changed.
I should have never married her. It's a disaster.
You're the disaster. He just mopes around the house all day. He won't write. We're practically starving now that I had to give up mud wrestling.
Anybody want to buy a chicken farm?
Somehow, this makes sense to me.
Such a brilliant mind. How could you be happy replacing Vanna White on Wheel of Fortune?
Janice?
Everybody, look who's here.
Kids, what happened? Look at you. You're all bums.
Uncle Charlie, it would never turn out like this. Believe me, they are so ambitious. They'll do just fine. You don't have to worry about that.
Come on, kid. I'm just a figment of your imagination. You're the one's worried.
Okay, so I'm a little worried. I think that's natural. But I can't go around trying to solve everybody else's problems. You know, I've got a life of my own to live. I got a little theater company in Newark to run, and, well, I told Samuels on Friday, and I'm gonna tell the kids on Monday. Okay, before we start class this morning, I'd like to say something. Over the weekend, I did some thinking, and I made some decisions, and I'd like to share them with you. First, I know that you have a lot of serious cramming to do in this coming week. So compared to that, I'm sure my little assignment must seem, as one of you noted, trivial. So let's just forget my assignment, okay? Cram to your heart's delight.
Mr. Moore?
Yes?
We've already done the assignment.
Yeah.
After Friday, we all talked it over, and we agreed that we've been acting like ungrateful brats. Even I've been less than perfect.
You've done a lot for us, always encouraging us to look at history in a new way, and, well, I guess we started to take you for granted. Sorry.
Sorry. And in addition to doing the assignment, we also thought that we could each tell you individually the person who inspired each of us most the way your Uncle Charlie inspired you.
And I thought I'd be the one to start. The person who's inspired me the most? Charlie Moore. Simone?
Charlie Moore.
Charlie Moore.
Charlie Moore.
Charlie Moore.
Mr. Moore.
Mr. Moore.
Charlie Moore.
Charlie Moore.
Mick Jagger.
Aaron.
Charlie Moore.
So what was it that you wanted to share with us?
Well, matter of fact, I was going to tell you that I resigned last Friday.
What?
Why?
Lately, I feel like I'm not getting through to you, to get you to be open to the alternatives in your lives. See, that's really important to me. To let you know that winning isn't everything.
Well, we know that. Sometimes we forget.
Yeah.
So do I. Well, I spent most of the weekend chatting with a distant relative, and I realized how much I miss theater. I also realized that I derive a similar pleasure and real satisfaction from doing this. And I would miss all of you. So I decided to withdraw my resignation. Let's get back to the reason we're all here, okay? Last Friday, I think we left off, we were about to grapple with William Howard Taft. Okay, Taft. Someone once said he was a fat guy.
Solitaire? Hey, let's play a man's game.
As I recall, you liked poker.
Right. Bogey and Houston got a hot game going on upstairs later, but I can play you a few hands. Deal. You remember how to deal, don't you? 5 cards off the top.
Yeah, I remember 5 cards.
Okay, deal.
Deck sounds a little light. Huh? Excuse me.
Kid, you're learning.
Mr. Moore, did you hear what happened to Mr. Hochstetter?
Your calculus teacher?
Yeah.
Not anymore. He got into an argument with a gorilla.
That's rare. These days, it's hard to find a gorilla who can argue calculus. Most of them are English majors.
Mr. Moore, it's really true.
Mr. Hochstetter was taking his doctoral thesis to the typist. He cut through Central Park and stopped at the zoo to visit Momo the gorilla.
Well, that's right. Well, his thesis was teaching number theory to primates, and he's about to achieve a major breakthrough by holding up a bunch of bananas and saying, "How many bananas do I have in my hand?"
Not a good idea.
No, you're not kidding. Momo tried to pull the bananas and Mr. Hochstetter through the bars. The bananas got all squished.
Mr. Hochstetter, too, I imagine.
Yeah, he got a broken nose, 2 black eyes, a sprained wrist, and bruises all over his body.
He's in the hospital, but he's gonna be all right.
Well, it certainly sounds like a terrible thing.
Maybe we should try and look at the bright side of this.
I'm not sure there is a bright side to being mauled by a gorilla. I'm sorry. You're probably concerned about who's going to teach your class.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Mr. Moore. The advanced placement exam is in a month, and we don't have a calculus teacher.
Right. You know, if I don't pass that test, I can't get into a good college. I won't get a good job, and if I don't get a good job, what'll I do?
Arvid, look,
What about a substitute teacher?
That's right, I could end up as a substitute teacher. Ugh. Sorry, Mr. Moore.
Yeah, I meant that Dr. Samuels will find you a good substitute teacher.
No.
Yeah, we can depend on
Not that easy, Mr. Moore. There's only 3 AP calculus teachers left in the whole city.
Counting Mr. Hochstetter's 3.5. Morning, Miss Mira.
Oh, hi, Charlie. Oh, gee, I pity the poor guy who's got to fill Hochstetter's shoes.
Yeah. What you mean, shoe?
Your beloved principal never ceases to amaze himself. For my IHP, I have found the calculus substitute from the gods. A working professional mathematician from Larwind Labs. You'll never guess who it is.
Oh, yes, I will.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
$5.
Arvid's father. So, what's on your mind, Arvid?
Well, I'm kind of worried about this, Mr. Moore.
You're embarrassed about your father being around.
Are you embarrassed about my father? Ulrich Engen, Ph.D.? Well, that's crazy.
Well, Arvid, I was embarrassed when my dad came to visit my school.
Well, yeah, but my dad's a great man. I mean, he's a genius. He was published in Scientific American. He's on the school board, he's... You know, I remember when I was a kid, he was going to teach me to play catch, and he started explaining Newton's law of thermodynamics. I mean, of course, when I was older, we'd go out to the park with our bat and ball and gloves and have some really intense discussions.
Sounds like you spent some time together.
Yeah, we were always very close. You know, Mr. Moore, before I was in the IHP, I didn't have many friends. I mean, even the puppy I rescued from the pound left me for a more popular kid.
Sounds like your dad was a good friend.
Oh, he was my best friend. I mean, all those hours we spent together, just him and me and Mr. Potato Head. I mean, so you can understand why I'm worried.
I think this is going to be great, Arvid, having your father teach us.
You think so?
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Right here in this classroom, the creator of the Engen formula, the Engen lemma, the Engen parallelotope.
Not to mention the Engen Arvid.
It's going to be kind of nice to be taught something by someone who actually makes a living at it.
Yeah, just think.
Well, good morning.
Good morning,
sir. Hi, I'm Dr. Ulrich Engen.
We know. We're thrilled to have you here.
Well, thank you. I'm thrilled to be here. Yes. And I just want to say that by the time I'm through with you, that advanced placement exam you're worried about will be a breeze.
Yeah. They'll have to get Carl Sagan just to grade our papers.
Looks like we really lucked out, huh, guys?
Yeah. Oh, thank you, thank you. Well, let me break the ice with a math joke.
Okay.
What do you get when you cross an elephant and a grape? Elephant, grape, sine theta. Nobody gets it?
No.
Well, isn't this class familiar with the vector cross product?
Vector cross what?
Sorry, Dr. Engen.
Go figure, Dad.
Well, that's too bad. It really is very funny. Well, maybe you ought to write it down and read it again in a few years. So, what was Mr. Hochstetter teaching you?
Reviewing integrals.
Yeah.
Oh, that's high school stuff. But just to get warmed up, let's blaze through a few simple ones. Okay, the square root of 1 minus x squared. You got it? Okay, well, let me do it for you. The answer is pi over 4.
Wow.
Wait a minute, Dr. Engen. How did you get that?
Yeah, how did you get that?
Isn't that obvious?
No.
Dad, maybe you could do it in a different way?
Okay. pi over 4.
Thanks for clearing that up, Dr. Engen.
Okay, let me give you your homework. Now, first, add up the series 1 plus a half plus a quarter plus an eighth plus a 16th ad infinitum. Okay, second, calculate the arc length of any lemniscate you like. And third, consider this equation.
Arvid, look at my math homework.
It's blank.
Took me 5 hours to do that.
You're very neat.
Who has a favorite lemniscate?
What is a lemniscate?
Well, it's just a figure 8.
Why didn't he just say that?
And that series of numbers, it goes on and on and on. It just won't stop.
Yeah. Exactly. Every time you think you've finished, another one comes along.
Sort of like the Rocky movies.
Okay, I mean, maybe the homework was a little harder than we're used to.
I don't mind harder. I just don't need a math teacher who speaks to me in tongues.
Well, I heard that, Dennis. Well, you've always hated my father, ever since he yelled at you for eating my little sister's baby food.
Her formula, I understood. His, I don't.
Wait. Could it be that he's just shaking this class up a little bit by challenging it?
Oh, right. He's not challenging it. He's on the way to destroying it.
Yeah, that's right.
Destroying it? Destroying it?
Yeah, Arvid. Remember the advanced placement exam? Well, at this rate, we'll all flunk.
That's right.
Flunk? Flunk? Hey, he happens to be one of the most intelligent, highly regarded men in his field.
What about my field? If your daffy dad ruins my chances in math, I'm gonna be lucky to get a job cleaning windshields outside the Holland Tunnel.
Daffy Dad? Hey, my daffy dad has forgotten more math than you'll ever know.
Then why does he keep it to himself? Let us in on it.
Face it, your father can't teach.
No, he can teach. You can't learn, that's the problem. You've all been in the IHP for too long, you think you know everything. And finally, when you're confronted with a man who has a black belt in mathematics, you don't know what to do. So you become mean, petty, jealous, and disloyal. And as far as I care, you're gonna go jump in a lake!
Whoa, talk about overreacting.
Arvid will get over it. In a second, he'll come back in here and apologize for losing his temper.
And another thing, you're spiteful, whining, pampered, rude, and uncivilized, and I hate you all! Mr. Moore, your class.
Listen, where do you get our Excuse me. Class, Arvid.
You've only had one class with Dr. Engen. Now, I really don't want to hear anything more about this until you've had 2 classes, okay?
Thank you, Mr. Moore. It's nice to
you
know
don't
us.
want to sit down?
Okay.
Alan, 51. You can't differentiate under the integral sign whenever you feel like it.
Can't?
Janice, 59. Your use of integration by parts is inappropriate in this case.
This is the lowest grade I've ever gotten.
Darlene, 53. Acceleration is the second derivative, not the first. Sarah, 52. These are not the correct equations for the conic sections. Maria, 39. Well, you didn't answer most of the questions. Dennis, 35. I hope you're not planning to go in the sciences. Arvid, you're slipping.
What did you get, Arvid?
Fern and Dinky.
Come on, Arvid, what'd you get?
Any thingy.
Arvid?
87. Lucky guesses. Besides, we have the same genes.
Okay, everybody, let's move on.
Dr. Engen, if we get a problem wrong and you don't show us how to do it, how are we going to learn?
Yeah.
We'll work on that. Okay, now, we could go on to the next chapter in your book, but instead, let's have some fun with isoparametric equations.
We, the students of the IHP, in order to form a more perfect calculus class and assure that we pass the advanced placement test, do hereby petition the removal of Dr. Ulrich Ingen from said class.
Here, here.
Yeah, let's send it in.
A petition? How low can you people get? You're stabbing my father in the back. You're slime. Simone, surely you're not a party to this.
He gave me a 35, Arvid. Your father's a Yutz.
Excuse me. If you have a problem with Dr. Engen, I suggest you take it up with him directly rather than go behind his back. After all, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
Yeah, but whenever we talk to him, we wind up going in circles.
Yeah. Yes. Only way I'm gonna get into science now is by donating my body.
I am simply saying, before you pass this petition around, discuss your problems with Dr. Engen. See if you can find a solution.
Mr. Moore, you said 2 classes. We've had 2 classes.
That's right. That's what you said, Mr. Moore.
Mr. Moore, if you don't like our petition, you ought to check out his class. Is that all right with you, Arvid?
Fine with me.
Okay, I'll think about it.
And so the arc of the lemniscate is given by the integral of the dr over the square root of 1 minus r to the 4th. Quadratic case, we done the substitution, r squared equals...
Yo, Dr. E, remember us, the class?
Oh, yeah, 2t squared over 1 plus t to the 4th.
Dr. Engen, I'm lost.
Yeah. But this is exactly what the Italian Count Fagnano did in 1719. You see, when we rationalize this equation...
Excuse me, Dr. Engen. We can't see the board.
Oh. How's that?
Dr. Engen, we couldn't understand this even if we could see it. I spoke to a friend of mine who's a grad student at Columbia, and he said these topics are way over our heads. They're not even in his book.
Well, this is an honors program, isn't it? All right, class dismissed. You know, it's just amazing how a little quirk of fate brought me here. Because if Hochstatter hadn't grappled with that gorilla, we'd have never found out what a rotten teacher he is.
Dad, you know, I really like Mr. Hochstatter.
Oh, I know. I've taught you to respect your teacher, son, but in this case, the teacher hasn't earned that respect. He has ruined this class, and I'm just afraid he has to go.
Go?
Well, we'll find him something in a junior high school.
Excuse me, Dr. Engen, could I see you for a minute?
Oh, sure.
The IRS says it won't accept irrational numbers.
Go figure.
They're right about him, aren't they?
Well, let's put it this way, Arvid. I don't think the Teacher of the Year committee is going to be battering down his door.
He thinks Mr. Hochstatter's the problem.
Yeah.
But he's the problem.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see it. I was blinded by my own filial devotion.
Well, that happens.
So, are you going to confront him one-on-one like you said?
I didn't say I was going to do that. I said I thought the class should deal with him directly.
He'll be crushed.
Well, under the circumstances, maybe you should be the one to talk to him.
Me?
Yeah.
I couldn't do that, Mr. Moore. He's my father. I mean, how can I tell him he's not perfect at something?
Is he perfect at everything?
No, I guess he's not.
Taught you to tell the truth.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Well, this might be a good time to do that.
Oh, boy. This is gonna be harder than the last time.
What happened then?
I had to tell him I wanted to start picking out my own clothes. Hi, Dad.
Oh, hi, Harvey.
Dad, I'd like to talk to you as one number cruncher to another.
You mean egghead to egghead?
Actually, Dad, more like man to man.
Oh, boy. Oh, this is serious, huh? What's the problem?
Dad, listen. When you teach, you're hard to understand. I mean, all the greats can understand you. Pearlstein, Hawkins, Rubik.
Well, you understand me, don't you, Harvey?
Well, of course I do.
Oh, right. So?
But guys like Alan and Eric, they have a tougher time. Well, see, I know you know a lot more math than Mr. Hochstadter. But when he teaches, he's really clear. And we learn from him. Now, you're a great dad and a great mathematician, but you're just not that great a teacher. Okay, Dad, you understand? I hope this doesn't hurt too much coming from your own son.
Son? I have no son. Dad! Oh, I'm just kidding. I saw it in a movie once. Of course I have a son. And I love him. That's why I took this job when Dr. Samuels offered it to me.
What do you mean?
Hey, remember when we used to go to the park and talk about playing catch?
Yeah.
And we do the math puzzles together? And check out the stamp stores? Well, I mean, we were best of pals. But since you got into the IHP, you're so darn popular, I never see you anymore. I just thought this was a way for us to be together.
Well, that was a really good idea, Dad.
You sure?
I mean, us being together more was a good idea.
You know, you're all grown up, Arvid.
I am?
Well, sure. You criticized your father.
No, I take it back. I didn't mean it.
Yes, you did.
Okay, I did.
And I'm proud of you. Because it took a lot of courage to tell me that I'm a less than excellent teacher. Oh, boy, I sure hope I didn't embarrass you too much in front of your friends.
Oh, no. Are you kidding? You're my dad.
So, attempting to fold a little contemporary history into your calculus class, I'm going to ask you to think of Dr. Ingen here as the distinguished representative from the sovereign nation of Mathematica. And I want you to think of Arvid as his UN simultaneous translator. Take it away, boys.
Okay, hit it, Dad.
All right, take the series whose general term is 1/2 to the nth.
Just relax. Just write 1 plus 1/2 plus 1/4 plus 1/8 plus 1/16, and so on.
Okay, Arvid, I'm with you so far.
Call the series S.
Just write S equals in front of it.
Now multiply by 1/2 and subtract. That's it. Simple.
Oh, I'm lost again, Arvid.
Just relax. I'll talk you down. Multiply each term by 1/2. So 1/2 of 1 is 1/2. 1/2 of 1/2 is 1/4. 1/2 of 1/4 is 1/8, and so on.
But that's what I said.
No, Dad, that's what you thought. Remember? You do the thinking. I'll do the talking.
Sorry?
Okay, so you see, each term becomes the next. So all the terms in the first series, except for the 1, are here in the second. Now, if we subtract, all the terms cancel out except for the 1.
So if you subtract half of S from S,
Then you get half of S.
And if half of S is 1,
then S equals 2.
Yeah.
I did it! I solved an infinite series of numbers! I am not a moron! Hey, Arv.
Hi, Dennis. What do you got?
This is my science project. The Blunden superconductive electromagnet. A magnet so powerful it could suck the fillings right out of your head.
Wow.
Want to see it work?
Yeah.
Watch this. Okay, I need something metal to test it against.
I haven't got anything. Hey, how about the door?
No, you don't want to close the door.
What's the matter?
Go ahead, Arvid. Open the door.
It's stuck.
It's not stuck. That's the magnet working.
Wow, that's a strong magnet. Dennis, you're gonna get an A.
How am I gonna get it out of my locker?
Well, we don't have time now, Dennis. We gotta get to class. Come on. Dennis, come on!
I can't!
Why not?
My belt buckle, Arvid.
Well, in several instances in the 1970s, the United States sent millions and millions of dollars in earthquake relief to Nicaragua, but most of it went directly into the private bank accounts of President Somoza.
Excuse me, Mr. Moore, is this material going to be on our midterms?
Alan, thousands of people lost their lives because of this man.
So it is going to be on our midterms.
Excuse me, Mr. Moore. I know how you hate to be interrupted, but I just want to warn you, Dr. Samuels is going to be interrupting in a minute with a guest.
You're interrupting me to warn me of an impending interruption. Who is the guest?
Wesley Winthrop.
Wesley Winthrop? I did. The guy that wrote the Scuttlebutt column? This is a good interruption.
Thank you. Bye.
Sir, we've only got 3 more days to review for our midterms.
That's right, Mr. Moore.
This guy's not going to stay long, is he?
This guy? Does anybody know who Wesley Winthrop is?
No.
I can't believe it. I mean, he's only one of the major columnists and chroniclers and boulevardiers of the last 50 years. I mean, he ranks right up there with Walter Lippmann and Hayward Brune, George Seldes. I can't believe that no one here knows who he is.
Mr. Moore, who's the lead singer of Guns N' Roses? Okay?
Well, okay. Well, let me fill you in, okay? Because this is going to be a treat. Now, we're going to be talking to a man who's lived through the historical events that we've been studying. Wesley Winthrop is a friend to presidents and kings. I mean, this guy has traveled everywhere. You could find him on the front lines of every major international conflict since World War I.
I mean, didn't he also make a lot of the road pictures with Bing Crosby?
Look, Winthrop has a body of experiential knowledge that no one else possesses, so let's take advantage of the opportunity.
Okay, get him in, get him out, get it over with.
Excuse me, Mr. Moore. I have a surprise visitor. A man who needs no introduction.
Wesley Winthrop.
You must be Mr. Moore.
Charlie Moore. We're honored to have you here, sir.
Gang, Mr. Winthrop is here to...
I can speak for myself, Harold.
You can go now. You will invite them to your book launching party tomorrow night. Yes, yes, yes. You are all invited to my book launching party tomorrow night. Happy, Harold? Goodbye. Later, gang.
Well, Mr. Winthrop, I know everybody's anxious to ask you questions about your...
In my day, the teacher wore a suit. A dark suit with a tie that looked like a tie, not like the flag of some emerging nation. I suppose it all fits. Graffiti on the walls, lack of discipline. I can't believe this is my old school.
Oh, so this is your alma mater.
Quick, aren't you? Of course, this is the smart class, and none of us ever dared lounge in their desks like that. They sat up straight and paid attention.
Well, Mr. Winthrop, I'm sure the class is anxious to ask you some questions about your many adventures. I know I am. So... we were talking about South American dictators. The Somozas, the Duvaliers, Batista.
Batista, Havana. God, how I miss those casinos. Castro squeezed the life out of Cuba.
Well, of course, before Castro, Batista was sucking the blood out of Cuba.
Oh, Fulgencio Batista, 1940 to 1944, 1952 to 1959, right here.
Batista, the stenographer.
No.
You probably knew him personally, I bet. Huh?
See, I don't get my history from books. I lived it. I was there. I'll tell you who was a real funny dame, Madame Chiang Kai-shek. We were at a banquet in Shanghai, and she leaned over and said, Ni hao, ni jiao, shama, But Juan Perón was no friend of mine. He took $200 off me a gin. Cheating his people, well, that was par for the course down there, but cheating at cards, that's unforgivable. But that, Evita, oh, could she rumba?
Thank you very much, Mr. Winthrop. I'm sure we all learned a great deal. Right?
My pleasure, Charlie. It's been quite some time since I spoke to this kind of audience.
Yeah, captive.
In fact, time passed so quickly I didn't get a chance to tell my favorite John Foster Dulles story.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. We've run out of time. I'd like to hear it.
Well, I'll be back tomorrow.
You could come back? That would be great.
As Doug MacArthur said, I shall return, to which I replied, you'd better. You're up $40. You're up $40.
Poker game. Gotta tell you, I'm a little disappointed.
Oh, come on, Mr. Moore. He's an egotistical bore.
Mr. Moore, he's worse than boring. He's wasting our time.
Hey, come on. He said some interesting things.
Mr. Moore, here's a guy lucky enough to meet every world leader of the century. Well, what can he tell us about them? I mean, Juan Perón's gin scores aren't going to be on our tests, are they?
Okay, I'll agree with you that a lot of what he said might be considered trivial. And I'll agree that he was often overbearing. Worst of all, he hated my tie. But that doesn't mean that we can't learn from him. But you don't have to think of him as an old fogey. You can think of him as an old and treasured book.
Yeah, Gone with the Windbag.
Oh, and then yesterday in science lab, Arvid accidentally set fire to my homework. I'm telling you, the guy is a walking disaster.
I think you're exaggerating, Dennis.
Hi, Dennis, how's it going? Good. You know, I was...
Arvid!
What?
You just erased my entire book report from the computer.
I did?
What is it, Arvid? You just want to kill me? Is that it? Look, here's a nice sharp pencil. Why don't you take it and stick it right in my neck?
Dennis, I'm sorry. It was an accident.
Are you sure, Arvid?
Of course I'm sure.
My therapist says there are no accidents. There's a psychological motivation for everything you do. You're obviously suppressing a subconscious hostility that manifests itself in these so-called accidents.
Me? Hostile toward Dennis? But he's my best friend. Why would I be hostile to him?
Yeah, why would Arvid hate me?
Well, what about the time you used his rare coin collection to tip the pizza guy?
That was years ago. I've forgotten all about that.
Morning, everyone.
Mr. Moore, could we just drill for the test today?
Yeah. Well, if we have time, don't forget, Mr. Winthrop is with us again.
Oh, goody.
I'm sure all of you are going to be particularly attentive today. Mr. Winthrop, the class is getting ready for a midterm exam in history, and what better way to study than having a chat with Mr. Winthrop, huh?
What do you kids want to know about today? Paris in the 20s, Berlin in the 30s, Potsdam, Yalta, you name it. I was there.
I'd like to hear your version of the Yalta Conference. I mean, did the West really buckle under to the Russians?
No, I've always wondered about this.
I was there with Winnie Churchill, FDR, Joe Stalin. Joe couldn't stand Winnie's cigars, and the more he coughed, the more Winnie puffed. It cracked me up.
Yeah, but what did they talk about?
What did they talk about? They talked about which one had the biggest office.
Excuse me, Mr. Winthrop, when was the conference?
When? Hell, it was near the end of the war. It must have been winter. It was so cold, I almost froze my rear off. The palaces are damn drafty.
Could you be more specific?
Yeah.
The palaces didn't have any heat.
The Yalta Conference, February 4th to the 11th, 1945.
Thank you.
Excuse me. History is more than just dates, you know. Try asking him about people. Truman? Trotsky? Mussolini?
Oh, there was a guy. Benito. He did an impersonation of Hitler that was hilarious. He took his comb, put it under his nose, and he had the walk down pat.
Was that about the time Mussolini invaded Ethiopia?
Yeah.
It was about the time I stole one of Benito's mistresses. He was furious. I took it to Spain while I was covering the Civil War with Hemingway.
But the invasion of Ethiopia was 1935. The Spanish Civil War didn't start until 1936.
Yeah.
1936, 35. What the hell is the difference? She was gorgeous.
Excuse me, Mr. Moore, but this is a history class, and the midterms have put us under a lot of pressure. We'd prefer to learn some facts, not listen to some cocktail party gossip.
Mr. Winthrop, I'd like to say that...
You needn't say anything. Youth has spoken. Unfortunately, its voice is loud, crass, and rude. Goodbye.
I agree with him.
Look, you have to admit, he doesn't have his facts straight.
Fact number one. Wesley Winthrop is 85 years old, and as far as I can determine, he has not wasted a single moment of his life. Now, fact number two, he has some incredibly rich memories crammed into his mind. So it doesn't really matter if he gets his dates mixed up. You can look those up anytime you want to. Fact number three, here's a man who's seen everything, he's done everything, he's been everywhere, he knows everyone, and yet late in his life, he chooses to come back to Fillmore High School. Now, doesn't anyone wonder why? I just hope that the next time you're faced with a similar situation, you'll try to learn something instead of trying to prove how smart you are. Excuse me, Mr. Winthrop come in here?
Wesley Winthrop? The man that just stormed into my office like a bat out of hell? He's in there calling a cab. What happened?
Well, let's just say he and the kids hated each other.
Well, now, what about the photos of him with the IHP at the book signing? And the Distinguished Alumnus Award.
What Distinguished Alumnus Award?
I thought of it this morning. I ordered a beautiful bronze plaque. Here, read it to me.
Ooh, your school here, Distinguished Alumnus Award presented to your name here.
Give me that. Call trophies or us.
Thank you.
Hi.
You can skip your defense of your flock. I'm not interested.
Well, actually, I was going to apologize for them. I think they were more than a little rough on you.
You could teach them some civility.
I try. I was hoping you could be a little more understanding.
What's to understand? They're little snots.
Well, I mean, there are reasons for acting so tough. I know them, so when they behave like this, I see that they're insecure about something.
So?
Well, in your scuttlebutt column, you were pretty tough on everybody.
Everybody deserved it.
So what were you insecure about?
I was only insecure once in my life. I was having dinner with Hitler, and Ava Brown grabbed my knee.
Listen, you don't have to answer this. I'm simply curious. You've been everywhere. You've met everyone. After 60-some years, you choose to come back to Fillmore High School. Why?
That's an interesting question.
So what's the answer?
Unfinished business. When you get to be my age, you want to settle all your accounts. And I have. Except one.
Excuse me, your cab's here, Mr. Winthrop.
So, what is this unfinished piece of business?
None of your damn business.
Okay. Well, nice knowing you, Mr. Winthrop. It's been interesting.
Does that mean you're not coming to my book signing party?
It means I'm not sure I'm still welcome.
Of course you are. But don't expect a free copy. You'll have to plunk down $24.95 like everybody else. Thank you for coming, Ben.
Hi.
Oh, hi. It's not a bad turnout, huh?
Yeah.
Where's the photographer?
Oh, I was hoping to see some of the IHP kids here.
Please, we've done enough to upset Winthrop. I don't want this to turn into a rerun of Geraldo.
So, you decided to come.
Oh, well, you know me, Mr. Moore. I like anything that has to do with books.
And you know me, Mr. Moore. I like anything that has to do with Simone.
You sure that's why you decided to come?
Hi, Mr. Moore. We just happen to be in the neighborhood.
What a surprise, yeah. Great. I think you're in time to hear Mr. Winthrop read from his book.
Oh,
great.
we made it. Thanks.
And then there was the time you changed the date on my watch. I was the only kid in school that Saturday. Maybe Maria's right. Maybe I am still angry with you.
Go ahead, Arvid. Get it all out.
Maybe I will. Maybe I want to get back at you for all those years of practical jokes. The dribble glass, the kick me sign, the electric toilet seat. Oh, and the time you put a mousetrap in my pocket protector.
Are you finished?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Would you like to get off my foot?
Oh, sorry.
What are you hooligans doing here? Read the sign. This is a bookstore, not a bowling alley.
Mr. Winthrop, I'm sure we'd all love to hear you read from your book.
As my old friend Milton Friedman said, there is no such thing as a free lunch. Now that you've had your wine and cheese, you'll have to pay for it by listening to me. Here's one of my favorite passages. I was in Paris when Lindbergh landed. He could never stand missing one of my dinner parties. But my Marlin was 10 pounds heavier than Hemingway's. After that, Papa never sent me another Christmas card.
Excuse me. Can I say something?
You said quite enough this morning, young man.
I know. I'm sorry, but I learned a lot since then. See, I went to the library and I read some of your old columns, and I was just wondering about the Yalta Conference.
What's the matter? Did I get a date wrong?
No. I was just really interested in that story about when you took the chicken soup up to Roosevelt. I mean, if he was really that sick, it's no wonder he couldn't negotiate a better treaty with Stalin.
Yes?
Well, that changed the face of Europe. I mean, possibly contributed to the Cold War. And it all makes a lot of sense now.
Well, thank you.
Mr. Winthrop, I just want to say we're sorry if we hurt your feelings.
Yeah, I guess we can be a little difficult to get along with sometimes. But then again, so can you.
Yes. Patton said the same thing about me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present this trophy to Wesley Winthrop, one of Fillmore High School's most distinguished graduates.
Well, as long as we're telling the truth is, I never did graduate from high school.
Great. There's $20 down the drain.
Here's a book, you owe me 5. You see, I left school when I was 15. I lied about my age and went off to fight in France, and I've been moving around ever since. I have packed 10 lifetimes into one. But I still regret that I never graduated high school. I know it's silly, but I've always felt insecure. You were right, Charlie. And I always felt a little like an imposter. I promised my mother I would go back and get my diploma, and I never got round to it. So I'm afraid I'm not able to accept this.
I'm sure with all of Dr. Samuel's connections down at Trophies R Us, you could get this changed to read Fillmore High School's most distinguished honorary graduate.
Nothing would give me more pleasure.
Congratulations, sir. Thanks for coming. Thank you. Listen, it has been interesting. I wanted to tell you, you're welcome to come back to my class anytime.
Thank you. Just one thing.
Sure, what?
Burn that time.
Listen, you want to get some coffee?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm really quite curious. How did you go about stealing Mussolini's girlfriend?
It wasn't easy.
I'll bet. Was she Italian?
Was she ever?
Hey, Dennis, you finally got your locker open, huh?
Yep. And now I'm gonna get Arvid back once and for all.
Aw, don't start up again. Haven't you learned your lesson yet?
Just one more. I'm gonna crazy glue his locker shut.
Dennis, listen, I just want to tell you that I'm sorry for everything that's happened the past few days. I take full responsibility for all my actions.
Really?
Yeah, listen, we've been friends for so long. I just hope there's no hard feelings.
You're right. Hey, what do you say we start over fresh, huh?
Hey, can I buy you lunch?
Well, I think we better go to the nurse's office.
How come?
Well, I just crazy glued our hands together.
What?
It was an accident.
Hey, guys. It's great to see you finally make up.
Make up! I hate you!
Just start walking into
Oh,
it.
this way.
I know.
Oh, over there. Come on. Oh, Dennis.
One final little point on the war in the Pacific. Raising the flag in Iwo Jima.
Oh my God, there's a spider on my desk! Get it off!
Hang on. Look out. Look out. Ow!
Oh! Ew, Dennis!
Guys, it's just licorice. Come on. Who wants some?
Dennis, this is the last warning, okay?
Now, one more gag, one more word, one peep out of you, and you're gone. You're out of my history class. You got it?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Spider? No, of course not.
So, where was it? The raising of the flag on Iwo Jima? That was a reenactment. The photographer had to ask the Marines to do it over again because he missed it the first time.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I missed it the first time.
That's it, Dennis. You're gone. You're out of here.
Well, there's the bell. I think we're all out of here.
No, you're gone. You are out of my history class.
Mr. Moore, come on. I'm sorry. I got a little carried away. It won't happen again, I promise.
I know it won't happen again. Goodbye, Dennis.
Come on. One little joke. It just slipped out.
Please do the same.
Well, you sure put a scare into him, Mr. Moore.
You know, it's about time. I can't wait to see him come back with his tail between his legs.
No, he's not coming back into this history class.
You're not really busting him from the IHP, are you?
You're just teaching him a little lesson, aren't you?
Look, Dennis is out for your good. He's out for his good. He's out for good. Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Let's start out. Who can tell me something about General Joseph Stilwell? Nobody, huh? Okay. Vinegar Joe Stilwell earned his nickname.
Mr. Moore, before you start, if I could take a minute, I just want to tell you that I've had a chance to think over the way I behaved in class yesterday, and boy, was I out of line. I want to apologize to you, to the entire class, and give you my sincere promise that this will never, ever happen again.
Dennis, I'm sure we all appreciate it. I know it'll never happen again.
Great.
Excuse me, Mr. Moore, I have Dennis's new history assignment here.
What? Dennis, you're now in Mr. Parrish's first period remedial history class.
Remedial?
Remedial?
Dennis, it's the only other history class in first period.
What?
Fillmore can't rearrange its schedule just to accommodate you.
Yeah, but remedial? Mr. Moore. Oh, God, you had me scared. This is a joke. Woo! I was worried there for a second. All right, where were we? Joe Stilwell? Joe? Still. This is not a joke? Remedial. Remedial. Well, what have we got here? Wrong classroom. Gotta go.
Not so fast, Bozo.
The name's Dennis.
Whatever. Hey, guys. You know, I've never even seen an IHP nerd up this close before. You're actually kind of funny looking.
Thank you.
I know him. He's a friend of Arvid's.
Rhonda, hi. Let's have lunch. Could you ask your friend to back off, please?
I said I knew you. I didn't say I liked you.
Oh, Jeff, right? Remember me? Dennis Blunden? I was your peer counselor?
Oh, yeah, dude. You're the one that gave me the advice about not cleaning up my room.
Yeah. How'd that work out?
Not so good. I'm living in the car now.
Okay. Well, I bet you can play the radio as loud as you like, right?
Tiny, let him go, or it's you and me in the streets after school.
No problem, TJ. I was just having some fun with him, you know. That's all.
Well, Lord, how the mighty have fallen. Imagine Big Baby Blunden on the planet Remedial.
TJ, I know I'm in trouble when I'm happy to see you.
Can the wisecracks and do what I say? You might get out of here alive.
Okay, thanks for the advice.
Blunden, get off my desk.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, don't sit on his desk.
Thanks.
Morning, class. Can't hear you.
Good morning, Mr. Terrace.
Still can't hear all of you. Blunden, now that you're in my class, you will do what my class does, got it?
So I should move my lips when I read?
Make a note of the time, class. Dennis Blunden just made his last wise guy remark in this room. Okay. Now, what were we studying yesterday? Bates. Bates!
What?
Forget it. Just stick with the video games. There's a great future in it. TJ.
The American Revolutionary War.
Right. And who were we Americans fighting? You, scum. Scum, come on, I'm talking to you. What are you, deaf?
Hey, come on. The guy may not be the brightest guy in the world, but let him have some dignity.
Scum is his name.
Not anymore. I changed it again.
What is it this week?
Scab.
Okay. Scab, who were the Americans fighting?
The commies?
The British. Who were the Americans fighting?
The British.
Who?
The British.
Who?
The British.
Good.
Well, I'm confused now. I thought we were fighting the English.
Call security. Somebody stole his brain.
So, tell us, Mr. Blunden, why were we fighting the British?
Why? Well, in the words of Samuel Adams, resident and patriot of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Forget that. In here, we keep it simple. We were fighting the British because they put a tax on tea. Got that, class?
A tax on tea!
That's right.
Wait, we went to war for a tax on tea?
Right.
I thought we went to war for a tax on Pearl Harbor.
Mr. Moore, this has gone far enough. Blunden has learned his lesson. He's apologized. It's time he's back where he belongs in the IHP.
Thank you, Dr. Samuels. I'm sorry, Mr. Moore. I didn't want to have to call in the big guns, but, you know, guys got to do what a guy's got to do.
Exactly. That's why this guy's got to send you back to remedial history.
You can't do this. I'm the principal.
No, I'm the teacher. Read the rule book. Better hurry, Dennis. Mr. Parrish hates tardiness.
Dr. Samuels, are you going to let this glorified substitute push you around? Stand up to him. Don't be a worm. Sorry.
You heard, Mr. Moore. Mr. Tarish hates tardiness.
Well, here he is, the king of remedial. Dennis, are you sure you want to join us for honors English?
Yeah, Dennis, remedial reading is starting a new episode of Spider-Man today.
And while we're in calculus, why not try remedial arithmetic?
Yeah, I'll help you out. 1 + 1 adds up to...
At 2, Arvid.
That's good. Remedial Latin.
You know, you guys think you're so special. Well, somebody ought to put you right in your place.
And who's gonna do it, the remedials?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, how about a challenge, huh? The remedials against the IHP.
Oh, come on, Dennis.
In what? Breaking and entering?
No, in an academic competition, a question and answer face-off.
Dennis, you're losing it.
Definitely,
We'll see
Dennis.
who's gonna lose it. Are you guys in, or don't you have the guts?
Oh, no, he's serious.
Listen, I'm serious.
Okay, all right, fine. You're on.
Fine. Okay? Fine. I'll see you there.
Great.
This is your newest gimmick to get back into my class, Dennis. I got to tell you, it's not going to work.
This is not a gimmick. We will meet you on the field of battle. Man for man, brain for brain, IHP against the remedials. Oh, God, what have I done?
Dennis, run this by me one more time. You what?
Dennis. I challenge the IHP.
All right, a rumble. We'll kill him.
We got the size, we got the weapons. Relax. This is not a rumble. This is an academic competition. All we do is answer questions.
What gives you the right to make challenges for us? You ain't even been here a week.
The guy's a joker. He's just pulling our chain.
Hey, come on. I have never been more serious.
Oh, yeah, right. You're serious? This is from a guy with a locker full of rubber chickens.
I am telling you, we can beat those guys. I know the IHP and I know their weaknesses.
Yeah, and we know ours. We're dumb.
Oh, okay. So that's what it takes to be here in remedial? Being dumb?
No, but it helps.
Scum.
Scab.
Scab, sorry. You're in a band, aren't you?
Yeah.
What are the notes in a C minor 7th chord?
C, E flat, G, B flat.
Not too dumb. Rhonda? You went on a date with Arvid. Did you understand a word he said?
Sure.
Okay, you gotta be pretty smart for that. Tiny.
Look, I ain't about to make a fool out of myself. You guys are gonna be the laughingstock of Fillmore.
Yeah? Not if we win. Jeff, how about you?
Count me in. Like, you're my hero, dude.
Okay, Blunden, I'm in too.
Okay, then everybody.
Okay, we're in. We're gonna do it. Just tell us what to do, man.
Okay, all right, just listen. The first thing we gotta do is pay attention and listen to Teresh.
I don't know if I can get into that, man.
Hey, come on. I know the guy's a jerk, but we need him. He's got a master's in history.
Okay, we'll try it. Everybody understand? We show Teresh respect.
Enthusiasm, huh?
Morning, class.
Good morning, Mr. Teresh.
All right, what's going on here?
Nothing, sir.
Yeah, we're ready to learn, Mr. Teresh.
That's right.
This is another one of your gags, isn't it, Blunden? Okay, pal, you just bought yourself a one-way ticket to detention.
Excuse me, Mr. Teresh.
Oh, Mr. Moore, to what do we owe the surprise?
Well, I was hoping we could discuss the rules of the academic competition before you got your class started.
What academic competition?
I challenged the IHP to a match.
You what? Mr. Moore, I wonder, could I see you in the hall for just a moment? Thank you so very much. And you too, Blunden. Hey, let's, come on, hey. I don't know what's going on here, Moore. This is all a setup for you to humiliate me in front of the school, right?
Look, Mr. Teresh, this was Dennis's idea.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, now I get the picture. You threw Blunden out of your class so he'd wind up in my class so he could get my class to challenge your class, right?
Right. And I'm the one that ordered the 14 pizzas for you last Halloween.
You put me on now, right? Don't think I didn't know that.
Look, we'll make it a fair contest, okay? We limit the number of questions, and we choose a subject of which both teams could have equal knowledge.
Like what, the ABCs?
Well, I was thinking of the Revolutionary War, say the Battle of Saratoga.
Yeah! I did my master's thesis on the Battle of Saratoga.
I know that.
What's the catch?
There's no catch, Frank. Look, you're an expert, so all you have to do is teach the kids in there what you know.
Come on, Coach Teresh, give us a chance. They want to learn.
I don't believe it.
They said good morning to you real nice, didn't they? And they didn't even mutter anything under their breath.
That's true.
Of course, it's frightening to you, Frank.
Why not? Okay, Moore, you're on.
All right!
Come on, Blunden, we got work to do. End of 1776. The British have crack professional troops. All we've got are small detachments of volunteers and Washington's little army hanging on by its teeth down in Pennsylvania. Does that remind you of anything?
Yeah, the Americans are the remedials and the British are the IHP, right, dude?
You got it.
Hi.
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 Well, where is everybody? I thought we'd scheduled at least one practice.
Oh, well, some of them felt they didn't need it.
Well, at least the two of you showed up.
Well, actually, I came to tell you no one was coming.
Ready! Aim! Fire!
Okay, General Gates, you got us this time. Now all us British can do is retreat.
But where do we retreat to?
Freeman's Farm.
Great. Remember that. Now, let me show you one thing about the Hessians.
Tiny, we need you over here. What are you doing?
You're playing commando. You got a problem with that?
Yeah, I got a problem with that. The Revolutionary War is a lot more exciting than some stupid video game. Well, it is!
Forget it, Blunden. You're wasting your time with him.
Well, maybe he ain't. So who's supposed to zap who here?
Hi, Rhonda.
Hi, Arvid.
This is kind of funny, huh? Meeting on the battlefield like this?
Even though you're the enemy, you're still cute.
Listen, I'd be happy to miss a question or two if you think it'll help.
Thanks, Arva, but we just might beat the pants off of you.
Okay, the IHP against the Remedials. This shouldn't take very long. Elected topic will be Battle of Saratoga. Each team gets the question the other team in turn. First team to score 25 points wins.
Excuse me, Dr. Samuels. To make sure that Dennis doesn't answer all of the questions, we'd like to add a rule that no one can answer more than 3 questions.
Sure. Fine. No problem.
You got it.
Should be out of here in 5 minutes. Janice, first question.
Name the commander of the British forces in the campaign and 2 of the officers who served under him.
General Burgoyne. Under him was General Fraser and the Baron von Riedesel.
Correct. There will be no demonstrations, Remedials. Your question.
Okay, who was the British Secretary for America at that time?
Lord Geoffrey Germain.
Close. Lord George Germain.
This is gonna be tougher than we thought.
Remedials, the first name of General Burgoyne.
Come on, TJ, Rhonda. I've answered my 3 questions. Come on, think.
Sorry, time's up.
Bemis Heights.
Yes.
100 miles, 128 guns captured.
Right.
Brigadier General Simon Fraser.
Correct.
Tiny, where you going?
I can't stand watching them lose, man.
Neither can I. That's why you're taking my place.
I can't do that.
Why not?
Because I don't want to look stupid.
Tiny, you can't look stupid if you're not stupid.
You know the first person that ever called me then?
What?
Not stupid.
Go show me that.
I hope you're right about this.
I'm right.
Because if you're not, I'm gonna bust your face.
Everything okay?
I just hope he's not stupid.
Tiny, what are you doing here?
I'm taking Dennis's place.
Are the Remedials ready?
Yes!
The IHP question?
Describe General Gates' strategy for the final assault on the British.
I'll take this one. All right. You gotta visualize the entire thing like a giant video game. I'm General Gates. Now, first I hit them so that they retreat to their stronghold at the Belcarries Redoubt. And that's 5,000 points. If I try to go directly after them from there, I blow it. Out of the game. Gone. I've got to move to the north against the Bryman Redoubt. If I get away with that, that's another 5,000 points. Now I've got my artillery. And it's goodbye Freeman's Farm. 50,000 points, end of game.
He's right.
Remedials, your next
Looks
question.
like you're coming back.
What was the weapon?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm proud of those guys.
Well, you did a good job of inspiring.
You think so? I'll tell you, Mr. Moore, you don't know what it's like trying to teach a bunch of disruptive, wisecracking, loudmouth kids. I guess you do.
I think you just made a breakthrough, Dennis.
Yeah? You think enough of a breakthrough to let me...
No.
No, I didn't think so.
Well, you wouldn't want to come back now anyway.
I wouldn't?
No. And leave what you started here? I mean, if you walked away from them now, you know they'd start backsliding.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So, you think one more week in remedial would be enough to stop the backslide?
I think at least 2 more weeks.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking too. 2 more weeks. Wouldn't want to see all my hard work go to waste. Thank you.
The first correct answer wins the match. IHP, your question.
What was the name of General Gates, chief engineer? Say it and spell it.
Kosciuszko. K-O-S-C-I-U-S-Z-K-O.
Correct.
Congratulations, Frank.
Thanks, Charlie.
I guess we underestimated you guys. You came up with some really tough answers.
Kosciuszko. How did you know that?
Yeah.
It's my last name. Scab Kosciuszko.
On Saturday, I was thinking maybe we could go to a concert or the ballet.
Yeah, dinner's fine.
Excuse me, what was that?
What was what?
You were looking at Vicky?
I wasn't looking at her. I was just saying hello.
Don't you think it's a little rude to be talking to someone when you're thinking about someone else, Alex? Eric?
Excuse me? What was that?
What was what?
You just called me Alex.
Oh, and I suppose you're gonna read something into that.
Dennis, I have got the greatest idea for my biology project. I prove scientifically which came first, the chicken or the egg.
Obviously, it was the chicken.
No, it was the egg.
It was the chicken.
It was the egg.
Chicken.
Egg! Chicken! Will you listen to yourself? This is my science project, and you still have to one-up me. You're always trying to get in the last word.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Excuse me. It seems each of you thinks the other always has the last word.
That's right.
Well, there you go.
Now, each of you has had the last word simultaneously. So the next one who speaks to the other loses.
Simone, can I talk to you for a second? Tell me if I'm out of line here, but would you like to go out Friday night?
Oh, Alex, that is so sweet. I'm so flattered.
Was that a yes?
No, Eric and I, well...
Hey, I understand. It's cool.
No! I mean, Eric and I go out, sure, but we're not exactly, you know. You know?
No, I don't know. Which is it?
I don't know.
In fact, by participating in our revolution, the French had virtually wiped out their finances, which became a leading factor in their own revolution. And so, with the help of this nifty little bibliography, I'd like, say, 1,500 words by Monday, comparing the two revolutions. Au revoir, mon ami.
Bye, Mr. Moore. Oh, come here.
Vicky, hi.
Oh, hi, Eric.
You know, I meant to tell you, that was a really brilliant analysis you did of Moby Dick for Mrs. Butler's class. I mean, Ahab symbolizing the intellect of man, challenging the primeval forces of nature, of the spiritual, of God itself.
Thanks. I also liked it because the fish won.
That too.
Mr. Moore, can I talk to you about something of a very personal nature?
Well, sure, Simone. You know, I'm always ready to listen to whatever it is that's bothering you,
Thanks, Mr. Moore.
as long as it has nothing to do with you and Eric. You know, I did vow not to be involved any longer in your relationship.
Yes, I remember.
So what was it you wanted to talk to me about?
Well, see, I have this friend, Kathy, and she's been dating this guy, Heathcliff. Well, there's another guy, Todd, and...
Goodbye, Simone.
Goodbye, Mr. Moore.
See you later.
See ya.
Vicky, you want to go out Friday night?
Sure, Alex, I'd love to.
You're gonna go out with him?
You got a problem with that?
No, but I was thinking about a possible date with you.
What about Simone?
You and Simone, of course.
Double date. That's so sweet. Bye.
That's very sweet. But I think Vicky and I will go out by ourselves Friday. Bye.
Hey, Mr. Moore, can I talk to you for a minute?
Simone, huh?
Yeah.
No.
Hey, Aristotle, can I ask you advice about something? Me? You want my advice? Sure, why not? I mean, you're new here. You can be objective, unemotional, unbiased, right?
Yeah, I can do that. Go, man, talk to me. Strip your soul bare, reach into your guts, rip them out, throw them down in front.
Okay. Well, you know I've been going out with Simone for quite a while now, right?
Oh, I dig it already. A love story.
Yeah, and I like her. I really do. But lately, I don't know, I kind of feel tied down.
Ooh, man, some conflict. Oh, good. Come on, give me some more.
And then, you know, Vicky came along.
Ah, the other woman, a plot twist.
And I really want to go out with her, you know? But I don't know what to do.
It's like directing a scene, man. You gotta stare right into your belly and say, what is the truth? Because if you don't, truth will hunt you down and stab you like Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Terminator.
What are you talking about?
Go out with Vicky, fool!
That's good advice.
Right after you tell Simone the truth. Gotta be honest with her, right?
Right, yeah. Thanks.
Hi, Simone.
Hi, Alex. Alex, when you asked me out yesterday, were you serious?
Yeah.
Do you still want to?
What about you and Eric?
Oh, don't worry about Eric.
Hey, I just stopped worrying.
Great. If you like art, I'll show you my favorite place in the whole city.
That sounds like fun to me.
Okay, see you Friday night.
Friday night? I really want to go out with you, Simone, but,
It's me, isn't it? Oh, I'm so pushy and overbearing. I hate myself.
No, you're great, Simone. Look, we're on for Friday night, definitely. All right? Vicky, listen, about our date Friday night. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it. See, my mother's sick. She's got the flu. I probably should stay home with her.
Of course, I understand. I have some herbs that might help. I could come over and make her a poultice.
That's very sweet, but no, really, you don't have to.
Then I'll chant for her.
Great. Thanks. I know that'll help.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, Vicky, hi.
Listen, I have some bad news.
What's the matter?
Alex can't go out with me.
Aw, shucks.
Yeah. His mom is sick, but I was wondering, would it be okay if I still tagged along with you and Simone on Friday night?
Well, sure, it'd be great for you to come along with us. Except, I don't think Simone can make it. But if you'd like to go out with me Friday night.
Simone won't mind?
Mind? Huh? Simone doesn't have a jealous bone in her whole body. But if it makes you feel uncomfortable, then we just won't mention it to her. Now, do you like art?
Sure.
Then I'm gonna take you to one of my most favorite places in this whole city.
I can't believe it. You have a date with Alex tonight. And it's okay with Eric?
Oh, well, I'm so excited I can hardly wait.
Till history class, huh? Yeah, I love it too. Well, better get going.
I can't, you have my books.
Told you to, I don't want to talk about this.
There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Great.
Never better.
Okay, let's do it. One last time. I hope. So, there's obviously been some tension between you two lately, is that correct?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Good, good. What have you been fighting about? Deep down, you both really want to be together, right? Good, good. That's all you need to know. So, Eric, you have any plans for tonight?
No.
Just asking. Simone, how about you? Good, good. I've got it. Why don't you two go out together tonight and have a nice time, okay? Everybody happy? Good. Bye.
Boy, I would really love to go out with you tonight, Simone, but my mother's sick.
That's wonderful. You want to be with her. I hope she's okay.
Oh, yeah, nothing serious. But I'll call you.
No! I mean, I'm not going to be home. I was supposed to babysit for my nephew.
Your nephew? You don't have any brothers or sisters?
I met my neighbor's nephew. I just think of him as mine.
Oh, well, that's nice. Well, see ya.
See ya.
Sit down, boy, sit down. It's come to my attention that you two boys are not speaking. Now, I want you to tell me why. Who wants to go first? Arvid? Dennis? Mr. Moore? Funny. Very funny. Well, I'll tell you, I'm just going to sit here and not say a word until somebody tells me what's going on.
Dr. Samuels, Nurse Sweeney's here for your shots. Is everything all right in here? Could you come back, Nurse Sweeney? I think they're praying.
There it is, Alex. This is it. It's my favorite painting.
It's beautiful.
Look at the reds. They're so striking, passionate.
Oh, yeah.
And the grace of the lines? He must have been totally consumed by the vision.
I know the feeling.
Come on, I want to show you the Jackson Pollock. It's in this room.
I think it's one of my most favorite paintings. Here it is. What do you think?
It's interesting. I don't usually care much for abstraction, but I like his color sense. It's really powerful, you know? Almost angry. I bet he ate a lot of meat.
You have a very interesting perspective on things. I like that.
And I like the way you listen to me. Like you take me seriously.
I do take you seriously. I mean, I've known a lot of girls, but you're nothing at all like...
Simone?
What?
Simone, look! Wait, where are you going?
Simone! Eric! What are you doing here?
What do you mean?
I thought you were babysitting.
I am. I brought my nephew, who's really my neighbor's nephew, to the museum for some culture. Right now, he's crawling around the Italian Renaissance room.
Oh, yeah, right. You expect me to believe that? Italian Renaissance?
Oceanic art? Well, what are you doing here? You said your mother was sick.
She is, and I'm very depressed about it. That's why I came here, to look at our painting.
Oh, Eric. I'm sorry about your mother and about doubting you, and I've done something just terrible. Please forgive me.
There you are. What's going on here?
I can explain.
Eric, what's going on here?
I can explain. See, Simone, why did you run away? Hey, what's going on here?
Alex, I can explain.
What is going on here?
Eric, I can explain.
Do you know what's going on here?
Yes, you lied to me. You told me your mother was sick.
I can explain, see?
Well, maybe she caught it from Eric's mother.
Oh, I can explain. Well, you should do some explaining.
I think
What are you doing?
All right, what is going on here?
He can explain. You better start explaining.
You both better.
Hey.
And interestingly enough, on the very day that the Bastille was stormed, the King of France entered one word in his diary. Rien. Nothing. Why? Fact. He had a bad day hunting.
Give this to Darlene, to give to Aristotle, to give to Eric.
This is the last one, Simone. I'm trying to concentrate.
So am I. Let's have the notes.
Mr. Moore, we really don't want to embarrass our fellow classmates.
Fine, I'll do it. Feels like a paper drive. All right, here. I really care about you, Vicky. Love, Alex. I really, really care about you, Simone. Love, Alex. I chanted for you last night, Alex. Don't be surprised if you get a boil. Vicky. Vicky, believe me, it wasn't my fault. Eric. Simone, believe me, it wasn't my... I think we know where Eric stands on this. Eric, you're a jerk. I hate your jacket. I hope your zippers rust. Simone. Chicken. Egg. Okay, folks, seriously, this is supposed to be a high school honors class and not a second grade class, okay? And Alex and Vicky, I'm really surprised at how quickly you've sunk to the level of Simone and Eric, whom I would like to see, hopefully for the last time in my life, in the hall now. I'd also like to clear up the chicken-egg argument by citing Aristotle, who pointed out that the chicken was an actual chicken, while the egg was a potential chicken. Therefore, since actuality precedes potentiality, it follows that the chicken must have come before the egg.
Aristotle, did you really say that?
You two do have a lot in common with Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI. Because of their dishonesty and their inability to face reality, they failed to notice that the world was crumbling around them. Now, of course, your world is smaller, but it's crumbling. In my classroom.
We're sorry we disrupted class, Mr. Moore. And I think I know what you're gonna say. We should try and resolve our differences.
Yeah, I'm willing to give it another try.
Well, I'm not.
What?
Oh, look, Eric, you've been flirting with Vicky since the first day she walked into class. Now, obviously, you're trying to send some kind of signal to Simone, so why don't you just come out and say it?
Well,
go on.
Simone, I guess the truth is, I want to go out with other girls.
Oh, Eric.
Oh, Simone, come on. I mean, you enjoy Alex flirting with you. You've done everything in response, short of drop your hanky.
Mr. Moore, now really.
Hey, come on. Just be honest.
Well, Eric, you were my first boyfriend. And you're wonderful. But after going out with Alex, I don't know how to say this.
It's okay. I think I understand.
I'm glad that I could bring you two apart.
Are you angry?
No, not at all. I'm just sorry I had to put you through all this.
Don't be. I'm not. Eric, we've had some really great times together. I can't even begin to tell you what you've meant to me. When I first met you, I was just a girl. I've grown so much with you. I guess we both have. Now it's just time to move on.
You know, it's funny, because now that this is all over, I feel like this huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
I know, me too.
And this is nothing at all how I thought this would feel.
I know.
I don't think you do. I feel sad.
I know.
Is it safe to come out?
Oh, yeah, we're fine, everybody. Thanks to Mr. Moore.
You mean you're back together?
No, we broke up.
Let me get this straight. Because of Mr. Moore and whatever he said to you, you guys are not gonna go out with each other?
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no. I did it for myself as much as for anyone. At least I'm finally out of the relationship repair business.
Well, this proves one thing. Chicken joke comes before the egg joke. Dennis, we have to talk. I mean, this silence is causing a rift in our friendship, and our friendship's more important to me than any silly bet, so what do you say?
You're right. You lose.